Welcome to Project Subtrahend. Thank you for playing. Anyway, this was recommended to me by somebody that I follow on Instagram. Well, not directly recommended to me. I saw them posting about it, and I'm like, I like visual novels with weird-ass premises. Let's go with that. Don't know why this dude just has his whole titties out, but good for him. Let's go with Bunny for what we're gonna be called. You've always loved waking up early, and today should be no different. As your eyes adjust to the morning light, you go collect the mail. You hold the letters in your hand and head back inside, flipping through them. There's a letter you weren't expecting to receive, however, that catches your attention. You slip your thumb under the edge of the envelope and tear the top open, pulling the paper out. RubyWire invites you to join Project Subtrahend. We are committed to improving equality and access to resources in New Evanfall. We invite you to join Project Subtrahend, where we will assess various aspects of life around different areas of the city with the goal of finding shortcomings in quality of education or quality of life. Your participation is greatly appreciated, and you'll be rewarded with a $50,000 payout for your time. I don't know what you want me to do, but I'm here for it. All accommodations will be provided, and you will stay in our facility for 60 days. Further details on enrollment are provided on the back. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. 50,000. And all I need to do is spend a couple months in the inner city to help with some research? As you mumble to yourself, your mom comes in. What are you looking at? I have an invitation to this experiment thing. Your mom raises an eyebrow. I have to spend a couple months in the city, but there's a $50,000 incentive. She takes the letter in her hand and looks at it for a moment before passing it back. 50,000? Wow, makes sense since RubyWire is the one sponsoring it. Yeah, it's crazy. They're loaded. Bunny, that okay, that's my name now. Bunny, that much money could change our lives. You have to. You know I don't support RubyWire. They're trying to take away our farmlands. It's for research, and it isn't like you're supporting them. You're just taking their money. I guess. Just be careful. The farmlands are very different from the inner city, and stay out of the scraps. It's full of criminals and thieves. I'll be careful, don't worry. You look back at the paper before setting it down on the table. Yeah, okay. Well, I guess I don't have much of a choice. I'll do it. Oh, I thought that was the end of the game. I'm like, did I make the wrong choice? Only a couple weeks later, you've signed all the waivers and forms you need to. When the day arrives for the bus to come pick you up, it feels as though no time has passed at all. You grab your bag and say bye to your family, heading outside towards the bus. The doors slide open ahead of you, and you step in with a final glance back. While your head is turned, you trip a little on the first step. You try to keep your head up as you board. To your surprise, though, there are only 2 people inside so far. The young man with the yellow eyes giggles a little at the way you stumbled before he introduces himself. Hi, I'm Peter. Come over here and sit with us. He gestures at the girl sitting next to him, who waves gently at you. This is Amelia. You're from around here too, aren't you? We're both from the farms here. Yeah, we have a little family farm around here. I want to be polite. So do I. There are 7 of us. Amelia lives alone, though. I don't know how she doesn't get lonely. You both look at Amelia, who shrugs a little. What's it like living alone? You live alone? I know we don't get as much crime as the city does, but isn't that dangerous? Amelia doesn't reply, giving a small hand gesture that you interpret to be sort of. The bus starts to stop, though, and you all look towards the doors as they open. You watch as someone unfamiliar gets onto the bus. Hi. They have a long cloak and eyes that seem to glow. They almost seem non-human. Peter freezes a little. He seems scared. The new passenger goes straight to the back of the bus. Peter turns to you, visibly a bit off-put. Well, I'm just gonna stay here. Do you think they were a sicknessist? Amelia nods a little after closely eyeing the newcomer. Peter then suddenly turns to you. You don't know what that is, do you? I mean, I wouldn't have known if I've never been into the city before. Peter assumes a knowledgeable stance. It's a religion that formed in the scraps a while ago, lots of years ago anyway. I think it's kind of scary. My family told me they sacrifice people sometimes. I need to know what this is. What's the religion about? I'm not entirely sure. I've heard people talking about it only a little. I think it has to do with people being sick, though, or something. Amelia gestures with her hands a bit at Peter. Being a person is the sickness? Amelia nods, smiling a little at Peter's shock. Are you using ASL? Is that what— do you just not talk? Or is this ASL? That would be sick. How does that work? The mechanical sound of the doors opening interrupts him, however, and he looks expectantly towards them. Hey, it's the man with his whole titties out. Are those nipple piercings? Those are nipple piercings. You watch as a man with what you could only call an interesting choice of outfit steps inside. He seems friendly at least, which is more than you could say for the woman who gets on behind him. She seems rugged or perhaps worn down. Maybe she's just tired. You know what? I'm gonna wave to the man with so much metal in his ears and titties. You wave for the new passengers and the man with the shoulder pads waves back. Hi guys, come sit over here with us. The new passengers glance at each other before the one with excuse me, before the one with the shoulder pads comes over. The cross-looking woman follows. I'm Peter, and this is Amelia and Bunny. What are your names? Shoulder pad man? My name is River. He then gestures to the woman next to him. And this is Angel. Hey. Ask about River's shoulder pads. Oh, I want to. River, is there a purpose to the shoulder pads? River laughs a little. I just think they look cool. You call it intimidation factor. Anyone who calls it that must be an idiot. They glance at each other playfully. Well, if nothing else, I think they're pretty cool. I support the shoulder pads and the nipple piercings. Thanks. That makes one of us. River elbows her lightheartedly. Are you guys excited? Excited for what? To be going to this thing? I think I am. I'm just excited for the cash. Who am I talking to? Well, in terms of the way conversations are supposed to work, she's talking about the cash. Maybe ask her? What do you want to spend it on, Angel? Food is high up on that list. I live in the scraps, Bunny. I don't even have a fucking house, for crying out loud. I'm sorry. It's whatever. Just don't talk to me. Okay. You cringe a little, regretting asking her. A sudden voice catches everyone off guard. Hey guys! You jump a little in your seat. You hadn't noticed the bus stop or heard the doors opening. Peter waves the last passenger over. Come here! Who are you? He makes his way over with a friendly gait. Oh, you have purple eyes. What is that called? Like, Alexandria's? That thing that was going around on the internet for a while where it's like, oh, people with purple eyes don't have, like, hair. Or eyelashes or anything. My name is Ja. As if he's just realized something, he trails off abruptly. Jay? Is that your name? Yes! Nice to meet you, I'm Peter. This is Amelia, Bunny, River, and Angel. I like how we all kinda have weird-ass names. So I think Bunny fits in perfectly well. Everyone gives a little wave as they're introduced. It's great to meet you. He then looks at the person still sat at the back of the bus. Yeah, that other one. And that's Ivy? At the sound of their name, the cloaked person gets up and slowly makes their way over. Yes, that's right. Do you know who I am? Yeah, I do. You might recognize me. Just call me Jay, though. They exchange a knowing look before Ivy takes a seat not too far away from him. Jay then turns to the rest of you. How are you all? Let's be friendly. I'm good. What about you? I'm also good, thanks. I'm really good. You look really good, my guy. Fuck it, I've been worse. I'm alright. What about you? Ugh. Jay's looking at Amelia frustratedly, trying to remember her name. Her name's Amelia. Right, how are you, Amelia? It is ASL! She places the pads of her fingers on her chin and then brings her hand down. Don't know what that means. Oh, that's sign language, isn't it? Good, right? Amelia nods and you very belatedly realize she doesn't talk. No, I realized this a little while ago, so... This ain't me. Jay signs something back to her. He's a little stiff, but Amelia lights up. They have a short conversation before Peter interrupts. I know sign language because Amelia taught me some and then I kept trying to learn more. I like lots of languages. I taught myself some for fun. I guess it's coming in useful now. I don't know any sign language. I was never taught it. This is not true. I know like 4 things. Hardly anywhere near fluent, but I did have people coming in for work who were... I don't know if they were deaf or they just only spoke sign language. It's not like I was about to ask, but I did have to learn like a couple just basic things to say to them, so learn that. I think some of the schools in the more fancy parts of the inner city might teach it. I never got to attend one of those. But that's okay. I'm sure we all love to help you learn. You know what? You're new. Tell me about yourself, Jay. Oh, there's so much I could say. I could tell you about my family. That would be lovely. Hi, you're the one who's talking. Yeah, well, I have a daughter. Her name is Hyssop. Hyssop. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Hyssop? Hyssop sounds more correct, but let me just Google it really quick.
Hyssop.
Hyssop. Okay. Hyssop, like the flower? Yeah, she's beautiful. I love her more than anything. That's so sweet. How old is she? She's 3 months. A look of pure pride shows through Jay's smile. I'm gonna keep saying his name like that the whole time. Your wife must have just given birth then. I don't have a wife. Biologically, she isn't mine. She's my sister's, actually. Technically, I'm her uncle. Oh! It's okay. My sister's a lot younger than I am, and she was worried my parents would kick her out like they did to me. I wasn't pregnant, though, but I wouldn't be surprised if they kick her out over that. We were both concerned, and I knew what it was like to be a kid in the scraps, and it isn't anything I'd ever wish upon her. Anyway, she was so up to me. I even got to pick the name. We decided that I am her father. That's really kind of you. Thank you. I'd do anything for her. That's why I'm here. Bet you're gonna die first. That's so noble of you. Yeah, well, I want to be able to send Hyssop to a better school than I went to, and I need money for that. Where did you go to school then? He almost seems to tense up, but it lasts for such a small moment of time that you may have just imagined it. I was in I grew up in the scraps, so not the most, advanced school. I always wanted to be a poet. I mean, well, never mind. I just like language arts a lot. I had a lot of bad friends, and they did some very, not nice things to me, I guess. But it made me stronger in the end. To give an answer to your question, though, I only went to some underfunded high school in the scraps. Jay's attention is drawn away from his reply, though, when something catches his eye. Oh, look, the doors are opening. Hi. You can make out 3 figures and watch as one of them pushes ahead the 2 others to get inside first. Oh, you're an asshole. It's a tall, slender man with a dashing red suit who smiles at you while he boards. He's also kind of got yaoi hands going on. Sure, I'm not that mad about it. He eyes all the girls in the room, yourself included. I like how the game decides you're female. Ladies, I'm Dane. I'm flirting with him. You flash him a smirk back and he smiles wider at you. I don't do this in real life. The next woman steps in behind him, drawing gasps from everyone else. Dane seems annoyed at having had his entrance ruined, but takes a seat to allow her inside. The first of the women to come into your view is almost as tall as he is, and has a very poised walk. Valerie Greyjoy? Yeah, you'd know. She laughs at the reaction. Yep, in the flesh. It's so cool to meet you, wow. It's nice to meet you too. What's your name? I'm River. I like your outfit, River. Thank you, Valerie Greyjoy. Just call me Valerie. You cast Peter a curious glance. He leans towards you and whispers, You don't know who Valerie Greyjoy is, do you? She's so cool. She runs her own magazine. She does modeling and directing and photography, everything. But the real reason she's so cool is because she donates a lot of her proceeds. But unlike all the other people living in the inner city, she doesn't support Ruby Wire. She donates her money to the good companies that support keeping the farmlands. If the city did keep expanding, we could lose our farm like Amelia did when she was a kid. Yeah, trust me, I know all about what Ruby Wire is trying to do to the farmlands. Have you gone to protests too? Pretty much all the protests that had to do with the farms, yeah. Sometimes I was the only one there. Peter smiles, and you turn your attention to the woman who gets in next, who is now sitting next to Valerie. You're surprised to find you actually recognize her. It's Maria May, who is a spokeswoman for what used to be the largest company in the city. You've always admired her for standing up against the odds when Ruby Wire came into town and started taking over the market. Maria notices you staring and gives you a warm smile. No, you make me nervous just enough. You turn to face Maria. My name is Bunny. It's so cool to meet you. Aw, you're very sweet. I've heard of you before. Oh, really? Yeah, you're one of my role models. I love what you're doing. Aw, that warms my heart to hear. I'm so glad, really. She extends her hand to give you a handshake and you nervously return it. Maria half giggles to herself. You've got a good heart, I can see it. There's something you are passionate about. Please never stop caring. Thank you, that was unexpected. Of course, dear. She gives you another little smile before turning back to Valerie. Everyone breaks off into their own conversations now that the group has gotten so large. You hear bits of Jay talking with Ivy, and Maria and Valerie whispering to each other. As you look around the bus, you also notice River and Dane sitting together next to Peter and Amelia. Who do I want to eavesdrop on? You're probably the most important. He's hot. You can have hot and nipple piercings. But you also have a lot going on. Was I correct? You're a sicknessist, right? Yeah, I attend your ceremonies. That's how I knew it was you. Hold on. So, he's a sicknessist. That's why you're so familiar. Then you notice Dane's gotten up and is walking over. Ivy quickly scoots away. Lots of pretty ladies here, wouldn't you agree? Oh, I guess so. Imagine this, Valerie's body. What's wrong with you? Valerie's body with Angel's legs and ass, Maria's jugs, and Amelia's face. Wouldn't that be great? I'm not included. That's so rude. Well, I mean, I don't know exactly what I think of that. Oh, don't be modest. It would be amazing. The ideal woman. Maybe they're all already perfect. You know that's not true. Everyone has flaws. It's the flaws that make us beautiful, though. He's upset. That couldn't be further from the truth. Maria's voice then calls out. It's confident and assertive. There you are. Everyone, why don't we play an icebreaker game to get to know each other? No. That's a great idea. You would like icebreaker games. I'm glad you think so. We could all share something we enjoy, or something about ourselves. Why don't we all share a fun fact about ourselves? Oh, that's the worst one. I like that idea. I can go first and we can go in order from there. How does that sound? I wouldn't outwardly oppose it. I would just kinda be there. That sounds like a great plan. Really doesn't. Now to think of a fun fact. Well, I would say that I'm next in line to be CEO, but I think everyone knows that already. Oh, here we go. I enjoy flower arranging on the side, and my favorite flowers are marigolds. You look like the type of person that would like marigolds. I don't know how to explain what I mean, you just do. Oh, that's so cute. I guess I'm next then. Well, all I'm thinking right now is RubyWire and the fact that I'm actually on a RubyWire sponsored bus. So my fun fact is that I did a whole issue of my magazine basically trying to spread awareness about RubyWire's wrongdoings. That's funny, it's not my turn, but I've released a lot of writing against them. I'm also surprised to be here. It's strange that so many people here are against RubyWire. It's almost as if they did it on purpose. You'd think they would rather bring people who supported them. But anyways, Dane, you're next. No, they're probably trying to find people that don't support them and are generally poor because those two things seem to go together, because capitalism. And then they're gonna kill us all. My fun fact is that I'm single. Who would have fucking thought? Oh god, I broke it. Hold on. There we go. The music stops. Is that really it? What, did you want to fight for me? How sweet. I'm done talking to you. Okay, River, you're next. I hope your fun fact is about those shoulder pads. I mean, they're just kind of there. I was planning to say that I moved to New Evanfall all alone. Angel shakes her head before speaking. I don't have a fun fact. That's okay, you could tell us something you're interested in instead. I'm not interested in anything. Alright, do you have anything at all you want to share about yourself? Not really. Fuck RubyWire, I guess. I hate them too. See, we do all have something in common after all. I guess so. It's Amelia's turn next, and you all look at her expectantly. She nervously signs something to Peter. She says she likes to paint, and also I've seen her paint and she's really good, so she's telling the truth. Amelia keeps a blank face, looking sheepishly at the floor. I have 2 fun facts. First one is that I also hate RubyWire. Second is that I once won a hot dog eating contest. You look like you did. Wow, I don't know how I can top that. I was just gonna say that I like to write. Ivy, you can go now. I think the most notable thing about myself is that I am a religious leader, a fucking cult leader. Ivy ignores Angel's interjection. They do throw her a sharp glare. You're scary, girl. And due to RubyWire's position on the sicknessism, I am also against them. Is anyone here actually pro-RubyWire? There's silence for a moment before Dane's silky voice touches your ears. Of course it's you. I mean, I would say I am, though strangely enough I would say they aren't very fond of me. Maybe it's just me, but does anyone else find that strange? That RubyWire only invited people that oppose them or that they don't like? That is strange, I agree. Anyways, sorry for interrupting. Bunny, it's your turn now. I don't know what fun facts I could share. That's alright, why don't you tell us something you're interested in? Not that. Probably also not that, let's be honest. Protesting for what you believe in, I've been to, like, 2, but to be fair, most of what's happens, I have to go to class. I can't afford to miss my classes. Learning about new things, taking care of your farm, let's go about learning. Something I've always been interested in is learning new things. You'll find there's a lot to learn in the inner city. I'm Sir Jay, and I would love to teach you all about sicknessism. It's dark outside now, and the bus has finally arrived at the place you'll be staying. Everyone slowly funnels out of the bus, and you find yourself at the very end of the line. You gaze up at the building. You expected it to be a hotel, maybe, but it looks like any other city building you've seen. The invitation never said hotel, though, so you suppose you can't be too upset about it. A handful of guards come out of the building and set up some plastic tables. Everyone begins putting their bags on the table and the guards start pawing through their belongings. You assume this is something people must do in the city, so you place your bag on the table too. There aren't enough guards to get to yours right away though, so you observe what everyone else is doing. River's now dejectingly taking out his piercings and you can only imagine how long it will take to put them back in. I'm sorry, it's the fact that he's probably gonna have to take out his nipple piercings in front of everybody. Valerie is also being forced to remove her jewelry, which she does only after being scolded a few times by the guard. On the opposite side, almost all of the contents of Ivy's bag have been emptied onto the table, which has made them very upset. You couldn't even name half the items, which makes sense once you hear Ivy arguing that the items are for religious purposes. From what you can make out, there was a long pointy blade, some rocks, and some figurines. The guard simply tells them that the rules are the rules and that they have to remove anything that could be hazardous. You fail to see how Valerie's jewelry could be hazardous, but you know better than to argue. You begin watching them go through Angel's belongings, pulling out and confiscating a knife. She gives them the most silently furious stare you've ever seen, but keeps her mouth shut. You don't get to watch them finish going through her bag though, as much as you would have liked to, as a guard has now gotten around to you. Of course, you don't think you have anything worth taking, but the guards go through it just as thoroughly as everyone else's. Everyone else has gone inside except for you and Peter, who was talking to one of the guards. He's picked up a sketchbook out of the pile of confiscated items and is looking at it. A guard walks by and knocks it out of his hand before escorting him inside. Hey Bunny, you're all good. Pack your stuff back up and then come inside. You nod, putting everything back into your bag. It's only after everything is put away that you realize nobody is watching you. All of the confiscated items are still here. You're tempted to take something. After all, nobody would know. You survey all of the nearby items. An unidentified bag of pills. Maybe that's somebody's prescription medication? But these two are objectively the most useful. Maybe these three. Let's grab the pocket knife. You can never go wrong with self-defense, especially since you never know what might happen in the city. It's a pocket knife after all, so it fits neatly into your coat pocket, perfectly concealed. You head in through the open door into the facility. The guards seem friendly now, as if they hadn't just upset half the group. Or perhaps it was a different brand of guards, you could never know. Their faces aren't visible through their uniforms. To give you a quick tour of the place you'll be staying, first you go up a flight of stairs. In the stairwell you notice an opening in the wall. It's like a window that seems to lead to a balcony filled with thick plants and foliage. You've seen them on the sides of the building as you were driving into the city. It's a nice way to add a pop of color even if it doesn't compare to the farms. You aren't sure why this little balcony seems so important, but you make an effort to remember it's there. Okay, I'm gonna have to remember that. When you're done climbing the stairs, you step through a door and into a large open room. They explain that it's where you will be doing your tests, and they promise the desk will be moved in. In that room is also an elevator, which only moves between that floor and the one above it, which you visit next. You fail to see what the point of an elevator is, but you get in with everybody else anyway. You emerge into the dining room of the place you'll actually all be living in. There are two doors, one which leads to the lounge, and the other that leads to a hallway. They escort you into the hallway, where you have access to the bedrooms and the bathrooms. They explain that there will be a series of alarms throughout the day to guide your schedule, and that it will be very rigid. Jay tenses a little at the idea. If you wake up before the alarm, you're allowed to leave and sit in the hallway or use the bathrooms, but you are not permitted to go into the dining room or the lounge. The guards give you a minute to drop off your things in the bedrooms, but you're even more surprised once you go inside. Instead of beds like you're used to, they're all built into the walls. Oh, it's like a capsule hotel. You decide to call it a pod bed, since that's what it is, really. You open the hatch of your room and drop off your bag inside. Once you're all done, you return through the hallway and into the dining room, and find the group of guards have brought up your dinner. There's a very large round table, and everyone starts sitting in little clusters around the edge of it. You look around, contemplating who to sit with. You think about giving back Angel's knife. I should. It's her thing. You decide to try and sit with Angel. She doesn't tell you to leave, which is a good start. Hi. Hey. You lower your voice. I have your knife, the one that the guards took. Oh, really? Fuck, you've got guts. You hand the knife back to her and she quickly conceals it. You aren't sure where she managed to put it, but it's gone. You know River, right? Yep. How did you two meet? You seem very different from each other. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. It's actually an interesting story as to how we met. I don't remember if I mentioned it, but River came into the city only a few years ago. I'm sure he can tell you all about why he moved, but the important part is that he's here. I have a certain reputation, if you will, in the scraps. Like Queen of the Scraps. I've never been called that, but I guess you could put it that way. I've been there since I was a kid. Little. I was in grade 6 when I ended up there. But River was new, remember, so he didn't know me at all. You've never been to the inner city before, so maybe you don't know this, but in the scraps, there's only one thing that matters. Survival. Making it to the next fucking day. Sometimes you have to do things you don't want to do to make money. Everyone is a criminal, everyone has the ability to lie, steal, and fucking kill. It's just that we in the scraps are forced to, it's fucking sick. But desperation does things to people. Everyone is a fucking criminal. No one is immune, no matter how holy you think you are. Damn fucking sicknesses. She pounds her fists against the table. I'm sorry, fuck. Anyways. So River started talking to me and I was planning on robbing him. Don't hate me for it, it's how life goes. So anyways, he ends up being such a, well, a naive dumbass. A goof. I couldn't bring myself to do it. But that's the thing, he's gullible and stupid, and if it had been anyone other than me that he'd talked to, well, there are a lot of things that could have happened to him. Bad things. Things that someone who's never been in the scraps could never even imagine. So I protect him, because I don't want to see him fucking cut up and eaten alive on the street. Wow. Did I scare you? That's just life, though. No, I'm not that easily scared. You're tough, I respect that. Life in the scraps, though. Wow, I can't imagine that. It's all I've ever really known. You nod surely, unsure what to add. Conveniently, though, Peter is going from table to table and eventually approaches you. You can't quite understand what he's saying because he's going so fast. You manage to make out something about Jay, though, which intrigues you. He tells you to come into the lounge, so you and Angel follow him inside with everybody else. It's so sterile. You get to the lounge and look around. It's mostly concrete like the rest of the building is. There are 2 U-shaped couches. One is cushiony and actually looks pleasant to sit on, and the other looks harder. The more uncomfortable one has a TV that looks to be hooked up to a simple video game console. Maybe it's a part of the test. Everybody behold the magnificent Jay! Peter gestures towards Jay while everybody sits around the comfy couch. Jay gives an awkward little wave before a guard's voice comes over the intercom. This is the intercom. In a moment, a bell will ring. As predicted, a bell rings. This signals that it's time to go to the bedrooms. You must all be inside your beds. Peter looks upset before Jay pats him on the back. That's not fair. It's okay, Peter, we can do it another time. Yeah, we don't love to hear him sing, we'll just have to do it tomorrow. Oh, it's karaoke. But you're so happy to get out of that. Alright. Everyone begins to follow the instructions and file out of the lounge, through the dining room, through the hallway, and into the bedroom. I'm not gonna bother you anymore, I'm gonna bother you though. You catch up with Ivy and walk together into the bedrooms. You get inside and everyone heads to their own pod beds. Just as you're about to close the hatch of your own, Peter begins excitedly talking to everyone. Guys, the guard said that we had to be in our beds, not that we had to be asleep. Jay can still sing. Oh, you're right. Only the faint light emanating from inside the pod beds lights up the room. It seems almost surreal. Jay sits on the edge of his pod bed, feet hanging over the edge. All eyes are on him and he seems a little shy. I'm not sure exactly what to sing. When I lived in the scraps, I used to sing my poems. I would get tips, that's how I survived in the scraps without resorting to crime or anything. Angel glares at him from inside her bed and Jay's eyes widen. Not that crimes are, well, they are bad, but they're necessary. I'm rambling, aren't I? I'll just start now. As soon as he begins singing, he seems completely transformed. His voice is smooth and deep and full of power. You feel spaceless and timeless as you listen to him. It's transforming. You do not exist beyond this moment. You take it all in. You cannot wait for the morning. You wake up on your own, panicking for a second before remembering where you are. There was no alarm or bell of any sort, so you assume it's just your inner clock. There's no point in trying to go back to sleep, so you just quietly pop open the hatch and slide out. You run your hand through your hair a couple of times to settle it down, then go sit in the hallway. Peter, Angel, and Amelia are there when you walk in, and you take a second to look around. Amelia is sitting on the floor watching Peter and Angel. Angel's pacing a little, seeming anxious. Peter is sitting on the floor near Amelia, looking at a piece of paper. Good morning, Bunny. Morning. Good morning. Jay is so cute. Last night he came to my bed and said he was feeling bad. He told me he didn't like being so confined. Oh, it's gay? Question mark? I can't tell. It's queer. Inherently, I'm deciding. My brother Benjamin has claustrophobia, and I think it might be what Jay was talking about too. Okay, you know, my brain immediately went, oh, love, but that's not, it doesn't have to be that way. They can just be like friend-sibling energy. But at the same time, it's a game, so it's likely to be more polarized than just friend-sibling energy, so I expect they're going to fall in love and then one of them is going to die. I held him and then he calmed down and Peter's head turns toward the door and you see Jay standing in the doorway looking mortified. Good morning, Jay! Hi. Peter stands up and runs over to him, wrapping his arms around his waist in a big hug. Jay seems to warm up a little and hugs him back. Jay, look at this paper I found. He holds the paper out to him, and Jay takes it carefully in his hands. He reads it quickly before looking at you. Bunny, you should read this. I need to take off my hoodie. You take it gingerly in your hands and begin to read. Legal protection for RubyWire. Dear Director of Project Subtrahend, we've completed the draft for the waivers to be sent out to your participants. Our legal team has already reviewed it, but it will be sent once more for a second opinion. As you requested, you should not be obligated to provide any money to the participants. Your company and anyone involved should also not be held liable for anything that may happen to the participants. As per your request, this includes not only injury, but also death. It's risky, but our team has crafted something that should hold up in any court. Thank you for entrusting us. Concern. That's really suspicious. Yeah, I mean, hopefully it's not meant for us. Hopefully. The morning bell finally goes off and everyone begins pouring into the hall. When it gets more crowded, you decide to go into the dining room. You didn't read the contract before you signed it? Like earlier when you were signing waivers and shit? Did you not read them? Read your contracts before you sign them. Oh, I didn't. Hold on. You grab a tray of food and sit at a nice table alone, waiting to see who joins you. You notice Angel looking at you before you beckon her over to sit with you. Hey, Angel. Hey. I've been meaning to ask you, can you tell me more about your time in the scraps? She raises an eyebrow at you. Right, what do you want to know? I was wondering about why River is the one you're so keen on protecting. She smiles a little, looking wistfully into the distance. Didn't you tell me yesterday? Are guys a thing? Or something? I think that's a typo. I have my suspicions about River's preferences, but I don't like him like that anyways. Yes, okay, she was asking if they're a thing. I had a girlfriend a few years ago. Fuck, I miss her. What was she like? Jeez, she was so perfect. She made me feel alive in a world where everything wanted me dead. I was probably 18 or so at the time. I don't remember how old I am anymore. I ruined her life. I loved her so much, but I ruined her life. I'll never forgive myself. Can I ask what happened? She breathes out a long sigh. I'm an honest person, Bunny. I don't have time to lie or soften the blow. I'll tell you what happened, but you have to fucking be ready to hear it. Alright. There's a drug in the scraps. It's called Daydream. It's one of the ones that makes you see things. You inject it in the back of your neck. Goes straight into your brain. I guess it was a party? I don't fucking remember. Everyone was doing it. I made her do it. That night, all I remember is sitting on the curb holding her high out of my fucking mind. She died in my arms and I didn't even know if it was real. It was all my fucking fault. Angel drops her head into her hands. Hey, it's alright. She pushes her tray of food towards you. I'm not going to finish this. I'm going to the lounge. She gets up and leaves. She doesn't seem mad at all, just a bit overwhelmed. Yeah, no shit. You finished eating after only a couple bites, deciding what to do next. Let's explore. You decide to take this opportunity alone to explore a little. Ooh, bad music. You wander into the hallway and think about going into the bathrooms or into the bedroom. We've been in the bedroom already, so let's go in here. You look around the walls, finding a metal grate. You peer inside, it seems to lead into a vent. You scratch at the edges and it wiggles a little. You realize the screws are loose. You tentatively rotate one in your fingers. It's loose enough to unscrew with only your hands. Good to know. Alright guys, it's time for your first written test. I'm gonna need everyone to head to the elevator immediately. We're all here. You begin to follow the instructions you've just been given and meet everyone else by the elevator. The guards bring you all down the elevator and into the room that used to be empty. As they promised, there are now desks with chairs set up in the room. There are, huh? I'm sure there are. I'm sure it's just a pain in the ass to add into the game. Alright, this is going to be pretty simple. You'll just have to answer some basic questions about the city. You should all get them right. This is mostly just a practice. You all take your seats and the guards pass around a test sheet and a pencil. You begin the test and find that what are supposed to be easy practice questions are actually very difficult. It's probably just you, though. Just like the guard said, all the questions are on city knowledge. You decide to struggle through it anyway, because there isn't really anything else you can do. Who is the current largest sponsor of New Evan Falls affairs? Probably RubyWire. What was the original intention behind the forced creation of New Evanfall? Artificial haven where all could come together and flourish, or to create more housing, jobs, business, and boost a thriving economy. They both sound like the same answer, but what is the answer people would tell other people? Probably this one. What does the colloquial term, the scraps, refer to? The area is typically inhabited by the city's harmful non-citizens. This? How many years of development did it take before New Evanfall's first inhabitants lived permanently? I don't know. Probably 14. The small one makes sense. How many years ago was the largest natural boom of immigration into New Evanfall? Well, if it's only been- no, doesn't mean it's only been here 14 years. It means that it took 14 years to get set up. Recent sounds better? You finished the test last despite your efforts. Damn it. One guard escorts you up while the others clean and brings you through the dining room into the lounge. When you get there, you take a look around. Jay and Ivy are off to the side, performing what you interpret to be some sort of a sicknessist thing. Maria and Valerie are sat on the comfortable couch chatting. See, comfortable couch chatting. Wow, words. While everyone else is crowded on the other one playing a video game. You contemplate who to join. I want to do cult shit. You're fascinated by Jay and Ivy, so you decide to go talk to them. When you arrive, however, Ivy scowls at you. You've made it clear you don't care about what we're doing. Can you please leave? You nod. As much as you aren't particularly fond of Ivy, you don't want to be disrespectful. Okay. When did I do that? Let's go hang out with the people that look like adults. You stroll on over to Maria and Valerie. Oh, Bunny, that's great timing. Hi. Do you want to help me with something? Sure, what's up? I want to make Maria a little headband, but I can't decide which fabric to use. She looks so good in all of them. Valerie holds out some strips of various different fabrics. Which one do you like best? The one that matches her eyes. I like the solid orange one. Good pick. It matches her eyes so well, doesn't it? Oh, and it's orange like a marigold. I remember you said it was your favorite flower. Mm-hmm, it is. Valerie folds the fabric and ties it around Maria's head. Hey, it's so cute. I wish I could see it. I haven't seen any mirrors around here. You look fantastic. Yeah, Maria, you look great. Aw, you guys are too sweet. If we do ever collaborate on something for my magazine, I'll have to use this same fabric on you. Imagine if we went somewhere together, we could, like, match. I'd love to go to the beach with you. We could have matching swimsuits. I'd love to visit Adravia. Adravia? Yeah, I'd love to visit Adravia one day. The beaches there are beautiful. Oh my goodness, I can't believe you said that! I've always wanted to move there. One of the girls on my production team used to live there. Every time she talks about it, I just dream. There's another girl. Gianna? I think the Q is a CH sound. Yeah. Gianna, who went on a trip with me there. This was one of the best trips of my life. Gianna is really great too. We got so many awesome photos. I think I remember those photos. I'd be happy to go with you someday, but you'll have to style me. Valerie seems to freak out a little. I would be honored. Suddenly you hear cheering coming from where Angel, Peter, Amelia, and River are seated. Should we go see what that's all about? Yeah, okay. You watch as Peter and River are facing off in some sort of a racing game together. You aren't entirely sure what the point of the game is, but Peter seems to have won. Good game, River. Good game. Don't be a sore loser. Congrats, Peter. Thanks, I tried my best and I'm glad it paid off. You did really good, Peter. Thanks, I wish you could have seen the whole thing. There's always next time. Guys, that was so much fun. The lunch bell rings. Everyone begins grabbing their trays from the dining room. I love hanging out with everyone. It's so much fun. We should all do something together during lunch. So the scroll wheel puts stuff backwards. Peter has everyone sit together, and he actually manages to pull it off despite everyone's indifferences. Indifferences? Differences. What ideas does everybody have? I think it would be fun to do a poetry workshop or writing, that sort of thing. Yes! Amelia does a drawing motion towards Peter. Drawing! That's another option! Does anyone else have any other ideas? I can't think of much else. Drawing or poetry then? What does everybody like best? Well, I probably have to get to know you two, but this sounds more interesting. I like the idea of drawing best, I think. That's always fun. Yeah! I like the sound of that too. Me too! Is it settled then? Amelia nods. I'm not doing that. I forgot that you existed. Bye. What about everyone else? Fuck it, why not? I think it would be cool to try too. Let's start then. Amelia hands everyone who's participating a sheet of paper. There aren't really any instructions needed, just draw and have fun, so that's what everyone does. Lots of time has passed and everybody finishes. Should we show everyone our drawings now? What if I set up a gallery, then we can all walk through and look at all the art? I love that idea! You have so much energy. Oh, save button. Okay, I'm so excited. Valerie begins propping up everyone's trays since you finished eating so long ago. She creates little stands. Everyone rests their art. God. Everyone rests their art piece on one of the stands. You decide to start with the first drawing you see. It's Jay's. That's so cute. It's Valerie's. I'm not surprised. You look at the next one, continuing your loop. It's Angel's. Oh, you're not good, girl. You move on to the next one. It's Maria's. That's definitely realistic. Oh, and you drew Valerie. You continue to the next drawing. It's Peter's. This suits you. Fiona reminds me of Jay. Is Fiona the dog? A goat? Goat? Me. Jew. Casey. Egg. Meow. You turn to the next one. It's Amelia's. Spooky. I fuck with that. This is really pretty, Amelia. Who is it? Amelia points at you. It's me? How did you not? Wow, that looks just like me. She smiles. You're coming to the end of the gallery. It's Ivy's. I had to remember who that was. You move on to the last one. It's River's. Wow, I'm not shocked. You guys are all so good at drawing. You notice River grab his paper back and walk over to Valerie. Excuse me, Valerie Greyjoy. What's up, River? I was wondering if you could sign my drawing like an autograph. Oh, of course, River. And then give it to your boyfriend. Valerie smiles wide as she takes the paper from River and signs it. Thank you, Valerie Greyjoy. River, come here. Valerie eyes Angel. Ah, thank you again, Valerie Greyjoy. Valerie flashes Maria a look across the room before walking over to her. Something about that chick. Yeah, well. I saw the picture you did of me. It was cute. Aw, thanks. That means a lot. The dinner bell rings and it sets in just how long you've been working on your drawings. When the guards arrive with your dinner trays, they notice the stands you've created. They look at each other exasperatedly, but don't say anything. You imagine they're supposed to tell you off, but just don't feel like it. As everyone begins taking their trays and sitting down, you catch a snippet of Maria and Valerie's conversation again. I've noticed that Angel and Bunny seem to be getting along. I was worried that we wouldn't all be able to get along as a group. Yeah, I've noticed Bunny and Angel too. As they move out of earshot, you grab your tray and think about who to sit with. You watch as River goes to take a seat with Angel, but as he moves around the table, his shoulder pad hits Dane in the arm. Watch it! Sorry. You decide to eat by yourself and the evening passes by. I'm not getting involved in this today. Everyone eventually begins heading into the bedroom for the night. You notice, however, that everyone seems to be quietly hanging around instead of going straight to bed. River and Dane have gone off to talk on their own, and you decide to talk to someone too. I'm trying to get on your good side, girl. Hello. Hi, Ivy. Do you want to chat? Sure. I want to learn about this. So what is cynicism anyways? It's a religion, right? Yep, exactly. What's it about? Well, the main principle is the idea that being a human is a sickness. It's what causes people to be evil and greedy and selfish and cruel. So Cygnicists believe that through the religion we can free our souls and no longer be human. We're still in a human form, of course, but our souls have reunited with our true brother to become divine. And when we die, we will finally be liberated of our bodies. Nice. Weird, but also not the weirdest thing I've ever heard about religion. That sounds really fascinating. Yeah, I agree. I'm glad you're so interested. I'm going to bed now, I think. Good night. You're feeling tired, and it's clear that everyone else is too. Everybody climbs into their pod beds, yourself included. You wake up to the growing familiarity of the bell ringing and haul yourself out of bed. Everyone else has begun to funnel into the dining room, and you drowsily follow. You notice, however, that the guards aren't readily handing out breakfast trays as usual. Instead, they are standing in a line waiting for you. You straighten up a little bit and join your friends. You may remember the practice test you all completed yesterday morning. You've calculated your results. The guard begins reading the scores off a sheet of paper. Amelia, 5 out of 5. Valerie, 4 out of 5. Wow, Valerie, 4 out of 5? Really? That's sad. I thought the lack of Dane, you asshat. I thought the lack of tits meant you'd have half a brain. Let me tell you something about the city. Dane, 3 out of 5. What? That's impossible! Yeah, shut up. Maria, 5 out of 5. Bunny, 4 out of 5. Oh, sick. You take a second to ponder your score and miss Jay's. It isn't that big of a deal. It probably is. Peter, 3 out of 5. Angel, 1 out of 5. Ivy, 4 out of 5. River, 3 out of 5. We really expected better from you all. One of the guards breaks in line up to grab a cart of breakfast trays and begins passing them out. Everyone begins to sit around and eat, and you notice you've all sat together instead of in separate clusters. The guards step back to supervise, and you all quickly begin discussing your results. How did some of you score so low? Maria's gaze drifts briefly to Angel, but she guiltily pulls it back. I know you mean me. I can hardly fucking read. Give me a break. No, I'm sorry. It's whatever. I personally feel like the questions were a little fishy. Like how they referred to the scraps as a place with people who were inherently harmful. Maybe they're right. Can you, like, shut up for a second? I lived in the scraps for a couple months and I'm not harmful. It's a place full of bitter, starving, fucking violent people, Valerie. Not having a fucking penthouse doesn't mean you lived in the scraps. I told you to shut up. I'm saying you don't know what it's fucking like. Angel, please, she's not going to understand. Just let it be. Angel huffs and turns away. Maybe we should try and do some type of training. They might do a physical test. They could move anything into that room. That's a good point. Angel, will you join us? Yeah, fucking fine. Ugh. It's cracking my neck again. Awesome, who else? I'll join. Me too. Amelia lifts a hand. Awesome, that's a good group. I'll come watch. Great. Where'd Angel go? There you were. Does anyone else want to come watch? No, I'll come watch. I'll come. Awesome, let's go to the lounge. You all head into the lounge and Dane takes a seat on the comfy seat. We could do a competition to see who can do the most push-ups. That's a good idea, and it doesn't use any equipment. I'll be the referee! Everybody get down! Everyone lowers into position, awaiting Peter's signal. 3, 2, 1, go! The 4 competitors all start strong, but after a minute or so, Peter seems uninterested. You guys are all too good at this. Here. Peter climbs onto Jay's back. Oh, brother. Jay holds himself up for another second before dropping. You've got tiny rider arms. I used to be stronger back in the day. Sure. While they're talking, Amelia falls on her own. Peter gives her a high five. Peter then plants himself on top of River, who lets out a hefty grunt. Come on, River, you have huge muscles. Peter grabs onto River's shoulder pads like handlebars. Oh no. River manages to give him a couple more push-ups before he falls too. Come on, River, I thought you were gonna do way better. I also expected him to do better. Peter's heavy! Angel, that only leaves you! Peter promptly hops up on her back, and despite everything, she's able to support him. Whoa, Angel. Wow, that's impressive. River's muscles are so much bigger. Yeah, he looks strong, but he's just full of air. You never find out how much longer Angel could have held him as the lunch bell rings and Peter hops off. The 6 of you head back into the dining room and rejoin Maria, Valerie, and Ivy. Everybody splits into groups as the elevator opens and reveals a new guard with a cart of lunch trays. They distribute the trays and you wonder who to take a seat with. You notice that Ivy and Jay have disappeared. I want to, like, put everything I have into getting with Angel. You decide to try and eat with Angel and River. You grab your tray and sit down with them. Angel seems to be in a sour mood and River seems anxious. Oh, the music changed. What's up, you guys? Angel and River eye each other. It's been a long day. I think Angel's tired. I'm not fucking tired. River laughs awkwardly, trying to recover. I'm doing alright. I have a lot on my mind. Ah, yeah. River nearly jumps out of his seat when Dane approaches. How are my favorite ladies doing? Angel, ill-tempered as usual, snorts at him. What about you, River, my pretty girl? Huh? Dane takes a seat on River's other side. You notice his hand snake around River's waist. I'm okay. River is trembling and you notice the hand he's using to eat has frozen. Just as quickly as Dane came in, he brings his hand back to himself. River slowly recovers. While the conversation lulls, you notice the guards at the other table getting louder. Something inside Angel seems to flash, and Dane turns to look at what's going on. Stop looking. Put your heads down, don't look. Fucking be quiet. But shut up! Do not draw any attention to yourselves. You follow Angel's instructions, so does River and eventually Dane. You're still listening to what's going on, of course, and try to imagine what's going on. She doesn't want to. We didn't ask if she wanted to. Stop! Peter, sit down, please. No, leave Amelia and Valerie alone. You have a lot of attitude, kid. If you don't can it, I'm bringing you out of here. No, you have to stop. You hear Peter squeal and you flinch, but still resist the urge to look up. Peter. Oh my goodness. You hear a struggling sort of sound, you imagine he's being dragged away. Then the sound of the elevator door opening, then after a final bout of protest, the elevator door closes and silence falls. Angel is the first to look around, and when you see her head raised, you look around too. Peter is gone, Maria is wide-eyed in disbelief, and Valerie and Amelia are holding on to each other. What just happened? We got in an argument with the guards and oh goodness. Valerie places her other hand on Maria's back. I don't know where they took him. Maria's head falls into her hand. Oh goodness. Maybe we should go to the lounge? It looks like we're all done eating. Yeah, let's do that. Everyone stacks their trays solemnly and heads to the lounge. You follow with River and Angel. On your way inside, you're joined by Jay and Ivy, who appeared from the hallway. Everyone sits down, but despite you all being together, it's very quiet. Jay, Amelia, and Maria seem particularly disturbed. The whole room is filled with stunned tension. Nobody says a word. Then finally, Jay breaks the silence. I hope he's okay, poor little guy. He doesn't seem to be speaking to anyone in particular. Then you hear Valerie and Maria comforting Amelia. You're worried about him, aren't you? Amelia nods. I'm sure he'll be okay. This goes on for some time. From what you gathered, there's supposed to be at least a few hours between lunch and dinner. Finally, the dinner bell rings. Maria and Valerie help Amelia up, and Angel hangs close to River as you all funnel back into the dining room. You decide to pop into the bathroom quick first, though. You suddenly really have to go. You hear the sound of commotion outside, and you gather that the guards have returned Peter for dinner. You're glad he's okay. As you wash your hands, you can't help but notice how loud everyone is getting. You wonder if there's something else happening, not just Peter's return. You quickly head back. As you open the door and come into the dining room, so many layers of sounds overwhelm your ears. Bunny! Maria and Valerie come practically barreling towards you. Thank goodness you're back. This is a mess. What happened? Right, as soon as you left. You try to imagine what Maria describes as she says it. River and Jay started talking, and I think things started getting heated. They both seemed really on edge. Ivy offered to do some sort of ceremony to Jay. I don't know what that's about. River started talking to Dane when Ivy and Jay left and started their thing. Yeah, then Angel came in. River was upset, and I think Angel blamed Dane for it. It seemed like Dane was making River upset too, though. Like, he wasn't sad just because of his argument with Jay. I don't know what happened, though. River just seemed so... like, such a strong emotion was coming from him. Yeah, that's it. He looked sort of emotionally hurt, but at the same time like he wanted to be near Dane. So weird. Anyway, Angel was straight up about to fight Dane. They were at each other's throats. She's literally insane. River seemed conflicted between them. Meanwhile, Ivy and Jay were still doing their religious thing. Peter had noticed and didn't like it, though. But Peter seems different from his usual. I don't know what happened to him when he was taken, but he seemed really anxious, I would say. Ivy kept going with their prayer anyway, but when everyone was just arguing, Ivy changed the prayer. It was actually kind of scary. They started praying for our souls to survive when we all killed each other. I just want to try and stop everybody. I think we just need to let everything play out. Intervening won't help. Realistically, mind your business. I think we might put ourselves in danger if we intervene. We should just stay put. I guess. Valerie puts an arm around Maria as you watch. The fight between Angel and Dane continues, so you shift your attention to Ivy and Jay. Ivy grabbed Jay's arm, they hold it above a glass of water and press a silver object against it. You realize it's a screw. No, stop! Angel turns her head from where she's been standing with River and Dane. When she sees Peter's distress, she comes over. You watch her approach with a sense of foreboding in your gut. Peter latches onto her side, and she hesitates for only a second before raising her voice anyways. Ivy, fucking stop that! You're a fucking freak! Ivy hardly looks over. Then they pierce the screw delicately and purposely into Jay's skin. Purposefully. A droplet of blood falls and it lands in the cup. You watch the crimson diffuse through the water. It seems to almost glitter. You have no time to watch, however, as nearby Amelia faints from the sight. Oh no! Valerie leaves you to go check on her. Angel shakes Peter off from her side and shoves Ivy before they can cut Jay anymore. I can't handle this anymore. Maria runs before you can respond, separating Angel and Ivy. She manages to do it, leaving them both seething at each other. Jay's bleeding worse than you originally thought. He seems zoned out, staring at the ceiling. You figure you might as well try to help somewhere while you can. Looking around, you see that Amelia is still faint with Valerie. Peter is still on the floor while Angel knocked him. River is sitting quietly where he was left with Dane, and Jay is obviously hurt. I feel like blood is the triage. Blood's more important. You worriedly run up to Jay. Jay, are you alright? He doesn't reply, and you listen to his breathing. It's shallow at best, and he seems exhausted. Ivy? He looks like he's bleeding a lot. Is that normal? Well, no. When Angel pushed me, the screw dug in further than it was supposed to. Maybe you shouldn't fucking be cutting people up in the first place, then. It's a controlled ritual. You're the one making it dangerous. The moment you fucking touched that screw to Jay's skin, you made it a dangerous situation. Guys, quit arguing. You tear a strip of Jay's vest and tie it around where he's bleeding. A bandage of sorts. Jay looks at you thankfully when he realizes. We have to do something about the blood on the table before anyone else sees. Then the elevator beeps and it opens. You didn't even hear the night bell over all the chaos. A guard walks in as expected. Hey guys, what's going on here? Ivy lets out a piercing screech and lunges at the guard. Before Ivy can get very far though, Angel grabs their shoulders and holds them back. Help me kill the guard, we have no choice. What in the fucking world are you saying? They'll kill us all if they find out what we've done. Their goal is to kill us anyways. The guard reaches to pull up some sort of device. Wow, let me try that again. The guard reaches to pull out some sort of device. Your best guess is some type of radio to call for backup. I hate when you're right. She's practically yelling as she lets Ivy go and then joins them in the fight. Angel is an amazing fighter, you remark, and with Ivy's help and their screw, the guard doesn't stand a chance. It's over quickly, leaving only a corpse on the floor to show for it. Why are we killing people? What the fuck? Let it be a sacrifice. No, it's not a fucking sacrifice, it's a fucking murder. It is not murder. I wasn't going to kill anyone again. Fuck. Doesn't matter what it was. We're going to be in real trouble now. We need to leave. We have to find a way to escape. You raise your voice before anyone can argue with you. Everyone, come here. Everyone slowly gathers around you. Angel moves the body away, which is nice, but Amelia deceased despite her efforts and faints again. Jay is still laying on the table, of course, but he at least seems like he's listening. Angel and Ivy have attacked a guard. I also have evidence to believe this place wants us dead and will face no consequences for doing such. For our own safety, I believe it is important for us to escape. You think about your options. There's a balcony window you saw on your way in. If you could get there, you could probably make the jump. You could also try to fight your way through the main entrance. Angel has the pocket knife you gave her. That would probably help you fight. And how could you forget the vent you found? That could work great for sneaking everybody out quickly and quietly. We're not all gonna fit. Locked. So... balcony? I saw an opening to a balcony in the stairwell. I think we can get there, but we have to go quickly. We can't waste any time. Who's with me? Everybody mumbles their agreement. You aren't sure if it's trust or just a lack of other options. The elevator door is still open. You realize the door was jammed open. You move it and usher everyone inside. It's a short ride down and you find yourself in the empty test room. Sometime during the ride, Amelia wakes up, and luckily she seems weak, but alright. Everyone follows you as you walk to the door that leads into the stairwell. It's locked, which shouldn't be a surprise. It looks like it needs a keycard to open. Maybe some sort of ID? Where in the world are we supposed to get that? I found one on the fucking guard upstairs. Do you have it? Yeah, I snatched it. Come scan it and see if the door opens. Angel comes up the front and presses the card up to the reader. A light on it turns green, you hear a mechanical click. Angel pushes on it, and sure enough, it opens. You take the lead down the stairs. The little window you saw is still there, as it should be. Now that you're here, you take a closer look. It's a little bit high, but you should be able to jump into the opening. It leads into a small box filled with foliage. They're quite common from what you've seen. There should be enough room for you to get up and help another person up and over the edge. You should only be on the second floor of the building. It's a decent drop, but there really isn't any other option. As you climb up, all that remains is deciding who you will help out first. Are we going with what the smart option is? Because you're still bleeding, and you keep passing out. But objectively, you're probably the most useful to have. Yeah, let's have you there. Angel shuffles down a few steps until she's in front of the ledge. Without prompting, she hops up next to you. This is it then? Here fucking goes nothing. You've got this. Angel climbs over the ledge, slowly easing her way down. You notice there are some pipes and other jutouts along the wall, so it isn't a straight plummet down. You peer over the edge when she reaches the bottom. She nods at you. You lean back into the stairwell. Angel is safe. You decide to try and save another person. Well... out of everybody that's, like, you know, bleeding and passing out, probably best to get you out first. Alright, Jay, you're next. Jay makes his way over to you. It's a similar process to the first. You help Jay into the balcony and then outside. Jay joins Angel safely. Jay's also safe. Time is ticking, but you're sure you can save one more. She'll be pissed at me if I don't do that. River, you're next. River makes his way over to you. He's no different than the other times, thankfully, and you help him out without any problems. River joins Angel and Jay safely. You dip your head back inside. If you've been keeping track of time properly, the guards will be coming up any minute. You ponder saving another person. You aren't sure they'll make it if you try, and even if you do, it would be a stupid idea to try and save another person afterwards. The thought of leaving everyone else behind pains you to no end. Is it even worse, the risk to save another person? There's always a chance. You scan everyone around and they notice you thinking. Come on, you must let me go. I have so much to live for. Please save me. The guards, I don't want them to take me again. I'll never see my family again. Please don't let me die here. Please. Amelia tries to place a hand reassuringly on Peter's shoulder, though she looks very scared herself. Maria and Valerie are clinging to each other, tears rolling down Maria's cheeks as she struggles to keep her composure. Please save Maria. No, Mar, please. Valerie pulls Maria closer into her body, letting her head rest her chest. The sicknesses lead their leader. You cannot leave me here. You can't listen to everybody forever. You must make a choice before it's too late. We're going with family. Peter, come quickly. You help him up and then help him over and down. You hear the door at the bottom of the stairs begin to open. You have to get out. You can't even bear to look back at the faces of everyone you must leave behind. With a heavy heart, you yourself climb right after Peter. The road is easy. You've seen enough people scale the wall. You join Angel, Jay, River, and Peter at the bottom. You know the guards will be coming for you soon enough. We have to go now. Everyone seems nervous about leaving the rest of the group inside. They're going to come for us next. If we don't leave now, we're all dead. Angel sighs, but nods. Jay, Peter, and River don't object, despite still seeming unsure. Lead them all down the street, hoping to find something helpful. You find a small alleyway and bunker down there, but nobody else ever shows up. You try not to think about all the people you had to leave behind. But this is what life is, truly. You will never return to your quiet farm life the same as you were before. Is that one ending? No, it's been a month or so since everything happened in the facility. As if it were any other morning, you go to check the mail. You're surprised to find something you didn't expect. There are more letters than usual. You take them carefully into your hands. D's for what? Amelia. Hi. I learned that it was confirmed that Amelia died, and it makes me so sad. Maria's lawyers got us the money, but I still wish she could be here. But I have good news. Jay visited me a couple times, and he really likes the outdoors, and he's been thinking about moving into Amelia's farm. It would be nice because I could visit him, but it would also be good because someone needs to take care of her animals and plants, because I think it would be very sad if they died too. Bro does not like commas. I think it would like it a lot if he moved in there, and I bet his daughter Hyssop would like it too, because everyone should grow up in the outdoors, and it makes me so sad that Ruby Wire is trying to take that away. How are you doing? Hold on. Jame? Hi there, it's Jay. I'm much obliged to you for saving me. I thought it was right to apprise you of what I've been doing with the life you gave me. I will be candid with you. I miss everybody very much. I especially miss Amelia. I'm ever thankful for Peter, though. I visit him often. I've actually discovered an affinity for the farm. I would like to move into Amelia's old farm. I've been wrestling with the idea. It would be very possible to use the money from Maria's lawyers for that. I'm ever indebted to you. Thank you for saving Peter and I. No, everybody else died. Hey, I'm not one for letters, but I thought it was only fair to thank you for saving me and River. We didn't get any of the money that Maria's lawyers got because we're in the scraps. We've just kept getting by. I'm proud of River. I think he was scared of admitting he was gay, but something about Dan made him realize and actually be proud of it. As much as I hated Dan, I'm glad for that. I think River would have gone with him though if he got the chance. I'm glad we are still together. Thanks again, Angel. Hi, Angel and I are still on the streets, but we are both alive, and that's more than I could ever ask for. Thank you so much for saving us. You probably heard that the people from the scraps weren't able to receive the money despite Maria's lawyers trying their best. Legal stuff, that's beyond me. We're back to life as it was. I miss Dane lots, but Angel told me that it's for the better. It made me upset when she said that. I'm rambling though. I just wanted to write you a thank you for saving us. Seriously, it means a lot. I wanted to do like one playthrough as to here's how I do it, and then I'll probably keep trying to like get all the endings and pull apart all the secrets. But I'm gonna stop here for today. Lily Dynamite on Game Jolt. I'll link that all in the description below. I'll probably link their socials if I can find it because I found it on Instagram, so I'm pretty sure they have something going on there. But I will do my best to link all that. None of this is like sponsored or anything. I just found the game, thought it'd be fun. I like visual novels. We're gonna see if we can get the rest of it, but there's not gonna be like a regular posting schedule for this because I'm gonna have to like dig through it. But the next episode of this, I'm gonna see if I can find any of the interesting, fun endings and go from there. I'll see you guys next time, and have a nice rest of your day.